The following is an audio version of my latest blog, 911 Fee Diversion, Money for Nothing and Politics for Free. I'm Mark Fletcher. I'm Vice President of Public Safety Solutions at 911 Inform. 911 Fee Diversion is the scourge of the public safety industry. It's an issue that the Federal Communications Commission, Public Safety and Homeland Security Bureau has been personally tracking for more than a decade. Initially, in 2009, just getting the data was problematic, with nearly 20% of the states diverting critical 911 funds. In the latest and the 11th annual report, the number of states has been reduced to 5, or just 10% diverting 911 funds. Still, some of those are habitual offenders, such as the state of New York, who's reported a 911 fee diversion in all 11 of the reporting years, and the state of New Jersey, who was compliant, but has habitually diverted 911 funds for the past 6 years. Now, most importantly, don't let the decreasing number of states that are actually diverting funds fool you. While the number of states diverting did improve, mainly from Montana showing up on the list back in 2018, and then coming back into compliance for 2019, the dollar value of diverted funds has made a sharp increase. Now, these are big numbers. The 2018 report totaled the diversion at more than $78,800,000. And in 2019, that number made a significant jump, nearly 238%, to just over $187 million. Put those together and that makes a 48-month diversion of nearly $268 million. That's over $250 million. Now, Congress, through the Middle Class Tax Relief and Job Creation Act of 2012, requested a Next Generation 911 cost estimate, and that was to serve as an important resource for legislators to utilize while they were considering the creation of a coordinated long-term funding mechanism that would facilitate the overall deployment and operation of a national 911 service. That was given to the National 911 Program, which is run under DOT, and they're located on the web at 911.gov, and provide federal leadership and coordination in supporting and promoting optimal 911 services. They're known as the official federal home for 911, and the program plays a critical role by coordinating federal efforts, supporting 911 services across the nation. Now, after a 2-year research program that examined Next Gen 911 by a team of industry experts, and along with input directly from individuals in the emergency communications community, the team delivered a report that estimated that the cost will be somewhere between $9.5 and $12.7 billion, that's billion with a B, over the next 10 years. Now that's the price all in. Total project that would expand Next Gen 911 and capabilities to all 911 call centers in the U.S. The estimated price tag would cover costs for not just the initial setup and migration, but would also cover 3 different implementation scenarios and their cost ranges. Now, the 2019 report, Advancing 911 Across the Nation, is available on the web, and there's a link to that document in the written version of my blog at www.fletch.tv. Now, clearly, the benefits of a Next Gen 911 national network are plentiful. Better resiliency, better efficiency, more meaningful data from intelligent devices initiating calls and events. And the entire infrastructure is built on modern IP networking infrastructure. Not only is that easier to maintain, it's less expensive to operate, and spares are available off the shelf, while not carrying exceedingly high price tags due to their specialty. So the question remains, why do we seem to continuously be delaying this ultimate evolution? Clearly, the technology model supports the transition, and now we've got several proof points that show the financial model supports the transition. So really, it's likely that we've finally reached the tipping point where it's more expensive to keep the old network running than it is to build and operate an entirely new infrastructure. Unfortunately, over the years, any upgrade strategies have always been to migrate from one technology to the next. With Next Gen 911, not only is that not feasible from a technology perspective, it's physically not possible from an architectural perspective. Huge core amounts of the legacy network go away with Next Gen 911 and are replaced by new modern processes. Now, even though the legacy networks are long since paid for and written off the books, carriers are used to wringing out every last penny before shipping them off to the scrap iron heap. They treat them like dear friends or even pets and absolutely refuse to retire them. In addition to that equipment aging out with a limited number of spares available, in the event of any failures, their interconnections are often legacy TDM-based copper wires, and that infrastructure is becoming fragile and expensive to maintain. At some point, politics and policy need to be put aside, and we need to move forward for the good of the order. We have to stop playing ostrich, sticking our heads in the sand, and we need to look to the future in the name of innovation and broadband connectivity. And that will ultimately enable next-generation multimedia communications, including the emergency communications we need. 2020? Well, that's been a challenging year, and one of much reflection. Let's look back and reflect on public safety, bringing that industry once again to the forefront of innovation. And let's do that from the side of the first responders in the field to individuals originating emergency requests, as well as the first responders. Our nation's emergency telecommunications specialists, giving them the tools they need to do their job the best that they possibly can, and from wherever that may need to be at any given point in time. That wraps up an audio version of my latest blog, 911 Fee Diversions, money for nothing and your politics for free. I'm Mark Fletcher, Vice President of Public Safety Solutions at 911 Inform. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter at Fletch911. Be sure to check out the rest of my blogs at www.fletch.tv, where you can like, subscribe, and download my podcasts. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time. Stay safe and have a great day.